If actually finish up this intro. We're on page Kuf Sadik Dalit, Sadi Dalit, no, Samach Dalit. Okay, and we're going to do number Kaf Tes. So what we're going to look at is like this: is he saws that Vai Laman de Gali Pischa. So he goes through what happens to a person who causes by his averas that the separation take place up above and down below. So then he said number Kaf Ches, it says V'ida Mida Toiva Meruva. But Idach, if you look at the other way, in other words, the other actions, you keep things good. It's a tremendous Mida Toiva. And it's Hagor b'Masa v'Toivim Yichud Elyon, because by doing good deeds, Torah mitzvahs, you cause a Yichud Elyon, Gadol Kavodo v'Scharo Gadol. So it's a tremendous thing. Because what is he doing? This whole concept here, which, one way you can look at it a little bit backwards. I wouldn't think of it exactly like this, but he does. That's what he does. He opens up, he closes up the vulnerable places, because without them, and without them, the flow of Kedusha is no good. So half is that person. So let's see down, if I could get down to number Kaf Tes down below. So down he says Rei Bahadras Melech, he says Shekasav Kan Bezel Shana. So he writes like this, what he says. Shebamasim Toivim Gorim Zivugim V'Kiburim, causes the opposites to come together into oneness. Gadol Kavoda. So it's a tremendous kavod for this person. Ki oz soisim pescha, because that's what he's doing. This is a quote from the idea that we're talking about. Pescharo Gadol Ad Kan. So that's what he says over there in the Hadras Melech. Rei O B'Pirish HaTalmud also writes like this: Shekasav Kan V'Zel D'Shana V'Asher Misha Zoichad Asot Tikunim L'Mare. He's a Tikuni L'Mare. I guess it means the connections that allows the light to flow through channels that's small enough to be able to reach us, who is able to make those Yehudim. Allah of Ksiv, and this is Sefer Yisrael Asher Bach is Poyer, be honored or glorified in you. Ad Kan. Gufi v'nira chakaz zos kan akadei l'sayim as a perek b'davar tov. So that's basically what he did. There's he brought in something sweet. And let's come over here now. We're in a different place. So let me see if we can find it. So now we're in the back. Siman Membet on page Taf Reish Ches. So he says over here, he says, well, I guess we'll go through this just a little blurbula here. He says, number Aleph, he says, Asa Miftacha, the Kalo Shis. Mechasi Pescha, covers, opens those openings, her openings. Va'achid, the Sata, the high, and that was the other part. He said he joins these two sides, these two together. I think means the upper world, that's Bina and Malchus. Vai leman de Gali Pescha, woe to the man who reveals it. So that's the basic pasuk, or quote from the Zohar. So let's go over here and let's see what he says. We have a little time, but we may be able to get into number Aleph down below. But Babir Inyan, there's 1 second. Okay. Babir Inyan Asa Miftacha the Kol Shis Recha Babircha Mashula V'Chadafia Rizal Sheniz Baruch Apira Eitz Chaim. The Sharmamai Rashbi says the Zer Anpin Nikra Pisa Maftacha the Shekol Sheish Kitzvais. We'll read it through one time real quick. Came b'shorsha rak shisha kitzvos. In its root is only 6 kitzvos. Who mafteach as soger Pesach. This is the key that locks the door. So he says le'inyanenu regards to us a gavana. The zer anpin mekabel lemocha v'chakli. He gets this going back again. It's going back to the concept of rayo. He says that zer anpin receives mekabel hamochin. And the kli should keep the Rabbe'iba B'Biyah Rishayim, which, going back to that, I mean, there was some talk over there about about a Yichud Ach Ba'ach, of Zohar v'Nuk. I don't see how that fits in over here exactly yet, if that fits in anywhere. V'hakli shekib the Rabbi Iba b'bir Rishonik kanal. V'oz noisif the zer anpin mochin the gimel Rishonis. So now there could be some aros on this. So but first let's go over here down to number Aleph. He said, Rei od b'shar mamari Rashbi, look over there also. Shehev b'ksiv yad Rizal v'zel l'shanu. Ki dasu hamafteach das. Now he introducing another idea. Here he said before that Zer Anpin is 6 kitzvos is the bed. Here he says the das is the mafteach, is mafteach. Shesham nechaka abina, because it's in that place that Ima carves out. So you just said some different words here. So first of all, we talk about das, and then we say that these 6 are somehow in bina makes an impression, but he says carves out. The bina carves out a place. And the only revelation that you have of the presence of Vina, that is the shefa that's coming from her, is through, in other words, the going down to the lower worlds, is through das. Like just the key, just like a key, you open the door. Pasa v'ein soger v'soger v'ein poseach. So he says, poseach, I guess the one that opens does not close, and the one that closes does not open. I'm not sure, that's a quote, because I'm not sure exactly what he meant by that. So we're getting around to this, and let's see this a little bit more. So he said, in other words, here's a place where he says there's 2 different functions of the key. One that opens, another one that it closes. So v'chagiya sham Rabbi Shmuel v'tal b'zel l'shanu, he writes like this. Amar Shmuel, b'kan nira shemaftko hu chada hu hadas, that one of the keys is das. V'lukamam b'ferish idra, over there it says kosech b'ofen ar, says a different way. B'zel l'shanu asa maftko the koloshis hu hazer anpin. There it says the zer anpin. Hakoloshis sitrin, who has 6 kitzvos. V'tzarach eons, you have to look at that really and see, it's different languages saying different things. And he says, hey, mamas, but the truth is they're both the truth. Kizer anpin hu b'bechinas das. He's a manifestation of das. That my word, manifestation, but he says the aspect of das. V'soger l'mala, v'soger l'mata, and he has that ability to close openings, up above and down below. And so therefore the both of them are correct. He says like a kavanah, also the yashech of the zer anpin nikradas. So he wants to try, the kavanah is what? Try to answer this or try to settle this situation. The zer anpin is das. We see over there the high ben, the sun here, I guess, is which is zer anpin. Ikri das is also called that. Okay, I lost Rebbe. Let's see, is that the end here? We are really pretty much out of time. If he comes over back for one. Okay, thanks for coming back. So we're on the word aval down below. Aval adayin on this yasha the kusha, but it's still not. What is it? Das? Where is the zer anpin? Kibidivya rizal. So the re sounds like this. The Eidrich of Bedas and Mispashe Bepidemius of Partsufim. This is the das that goes throughout the Partsufim, Ein Sham. The lower parts is Zer Anpen, and there it's not talking about Zer Anpen, Ein Sham. It's talking about the movement of the Shefa. So anyway, the Machlokas is still there, but he pointed it out that there's a difference in languages. That's it. Thank you so much, Rebbe. Call to.